Hi, for this video, I wanted to talk about how me and Nathan met and how our relationship got to this point so far. I guess so. It all started when there was one night where me and my friend Amanda and my friend Jake wanted to go downtown and out to the clubs and stuff. So we went out and Jake had a little bit too much to drink. So he ended up getting asked to leave. So me and Amanda went to go get his coat check. He was outside talking to some random people and Nathan just happened to be one of them. So the three of us, we ended up leaving and going to somewhere else, and then later on we decided to come back and test our luck, I guess. So when we were there, we were dancing, and Nathan recognized Jake from when they were talking earlier, so he came over and started talking to him. And Jake had my apartment keys, and he ended up disappearing. So Nathan offered me and Amanda and someone else that we met down there, named Jesse, to stay at his place if we couldn't find Jake and we couldn't find my keys. So anyway, then when we left the bar, we went to go look for Jake. We were driving around looking for him and stuff because Nathan was sobered up at that point. And yeah, we found him and we got my keys back, but me and Amanda and Jesse still ended up going over to Nathan's house because he had a bigger place than we did. And we were all getting along pretty good. We were talking for a few hours at that point. And yeah, so we went over to Nathan's because his roommates were away for a while for Christmas break. Because this was on the 16th, I think, of December, 16th or 17th. So we all hung out for the night, and then the next day Nathan drove me to work. And when I was at work, I got a text from him asking me if I wanted to go out again the next night to a different place with him and his friends because it was one of his friends' birthday. So we went out again, and I ended up staying the night at one of his friends' house with him. And after that, he took me back to his place, and we were hanging out there for a while. And he asked if Amanda and Jake wanted to come over. So we all just hung out that whole day and night. And yeah, so we basically just hung out like every day for the first few days, and then we decided that we were going to start dating. One thing that really bothers me about couples and stuff is like when they like start dating, they first meet each other, they start dating a couple days later, and then they're automatically in love with this person, and they're like, oh, I love you so much. It's like, you can't fall in love with somebody that fast, and like love at first sight and stuff. I never believed in it and stuff, but the first time that I ever kissed Nathan, I knew that I wanted to be with him. And it was really weird because I've never felt like that before, but I did. So anyway, yeah, so we pretty much just kept hanging out at his place and my place and stuff for the next little while, and his roommates were still gone away until after New Year's. So every night until then we spent together, and every day we spent together and stuff. We pretty much were only apart for work, and he was on leave too from work. He had 2 weeks off of work when we first met each other, and it started the day that we met. So the first 2 weeks were pretty much just, he was around all the time whenever I wasn't working. And yeah, so then his roommates came back, and I didn't get along with them well, but we were me and him were starting to get along so well and stuff that we decided that we wanted to find a place of our own, because his roommates would always fight with each other. Like, we never fought or anything until they came back and they were just like stressing us out and stuff. So we thought that it would be better for our relationship if we just weren't around them. Yeah. So we were only together for about a month at the time when we decided that we were going to move in together. But up until that point, we spent every night together. So we basically lived together since the day that we met. So we ended up moving to a different place, and everything was good, and we both really, really liked animals at this point. When I met him, he had 2 pet rats, and I was kind of really, like, not into that. But once he had them around me and stuff, they were just babies, so they weren't as creepy to me, and I just got used to them by the time they grew up. And I decided that I was going to get a corn snake, and he was scared of it, and it was kind of funny, because the first time he ever decided to touch it, he decided that he wanted a huge snake, and that he wasn't scared of snakes anymore. So that was kind of funny. Yeah, so once we moved into our own place, we ended up getting like a whole bunch of different exotic pets and stuff. Like, we had hedgehogs, we had a bunch of snakes, we had lizards, we had frogs, fish, like, you name it. Oh, we had rabbits. Like, yeah, we basically just went through a lot of different exotic pets and stuff. So that kind of brought us closer together too, because we both really liked animals. Okay, so that was all in December when we met and stuff. And then we pretty much started talking about marriage as soon as we started dating. Like, we didn't plan on doing it right away, but we both really wanted to get married and have kids and stuff. Like, we figured out that we wanted to, like, be together and stuff. And in May, I found out that I was pregnant, and it was around that time, like May or June, that he gave me a promise ring, which is this one. And yeah, so then in the end of June or the beginning of July of last year, I unfortunately had a miscarriage, and I'll probably make another video, like, explaining what that was like and stuff, and, like, how we found out. But basically, after I had the miscarriage, it was just, like, a really big strain on our relationship. Like, we were both really depressed about it, and he's in the Navy, so he started sailing, and also, I started going to school, and I quit working, and I started going to school before I found out I was pregnant. And then when I found out that I was pregnant, they told me that I couldn't stay there. So I wasn't working, and I wasn't in school, and he was always gone away, and I had nothing really to do. And we ended up breaking up for the summer, but we still lived together, and we were still, like, getting along and stuff. Well, as much as we could be for what was going on. And yeah, so we ended up getting back together like September, I think. Either like September or October. And we decided that we went through a lot together. We didn't want to just give that all away. And I feel bad the fact that we broke up for like a month or so. But at the same time, I think that it made us stronger as a couple. But when we got back together, we were together for a few months, and I found out that I was pregnant again. And we were pretty happy about that. And then that would have been we found out in November. And we decided that we were going to keep it a secret from our families until Christmas. My mom ended up finding out before that because I was really sick all the time, and she ended up putting 2 and 2 together. So, yeah, it was just like her and my sister, but she told my stepdad. So, they knew, but the rest of my family didn't, and Nathan's family didn't, and we decided to wait until Christmas to tell them. And he went with me for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day to my family's, and then like Christmas night, Boxing Day, we spent with his family. And we ended up telling everybody, and then yeah, so anyway, this is pretty much a short version. That brings us up to recently. We've decided that we wanted to get married, hopefully before the baby's born, and we don't have very much time before that. But Nathan's mom gave him his grandmother's engagement ring to give to me, and that's right there. Yeah, there. So we're engaged now, and we plan on getting married like soon. We got engaged on April 28th, and we're not exactly 100% sure on the date of our wedding that we're gonna have, just because it depends on like if we can afford everything to be paid off. Like, we have our rings on layaway, we have a deposit on the minister, everything like that. But we plan on having it small. My mom on Tuesday bought us our wedding license, so our marriage license. So right now we basically just we have all the forms filled out. We're just waiting on whenever we have enough money, and we're hoping to get married next month. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. And yeah, we want to have this is what we decided, that we wanted to have pretty much just like our immediate family at the wedding, like at the ceremony kind of thing. And we want to wait until later, like probably like on one of our anniversaries or something, to have we'll like renew our vows and have like a reception and stuff once the baby is like old enough to be involved in it. And once we have enough money to really do it kind of like the right way kind of thing. Like, because right now, like, Nathan's mom offered to rent a hall and stuff like that for us. But I think we're leaning more towards just getting married, just a small kind of like 10, 20 people kind of thing. And then going to a restaurant with the people and that being it. And then, because even if we got a hall, if we wanted to get all the flowers and all the decorations and all that stuff, it would end up, we would have to save up longer than we really want to wait to get married. So we're basically skipping the whole wedding kind of idea and going just straight into marriage. Just like, as weird as that sounds, like, we're obviously gonna have a ceremony, but yeah, we're gonna have like our wedding kind of thing hopefully later on, unless things change before that. But that's our plan so far, and that brings us up to now. So if anything changes or whatever, I'll probably end up making other videos, like talking about our wedding plans and stuff like that. Or like after we get married, I might talk about how it went and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. So I will see you later. If you have any questions or comments or anything, just leave them and I'll answer. Yeah.